How's it going, everyone? Thanks for stopping by. This is the first episode, first of many. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe and show that support. I'm sitting down today with Mark. Mark, how's it going, man?
What's up, man? How's it going? It's going well.
Good, good. We
How
got
about
a
you?
lot. I'm great, man. I'm great. We got a lot of stuff to talk about, and I'm super, super excited.
Dude, we're in that time of the year, man.
Exactly. E3
Yeah,
is just
E3
around the
hype,
corner,
bro.
man.
Yeah, it's so exciting.
So E3's coming up, and despite for many people Sony not being there,
hmm
I think it's still an exciting time for really everyone. E3 is E3, right?
Dude, E3 is the shit. I like it more than Christmas, to be honest. It's
Dude,
honestly like my favorite time of the year. Ever since I was like about 15 or 16 is when I started paying attention to it. And I've only been burned a few times on hype. The Watch Dogs hype was disappointing for me on E3. That was rough.
yeah, Watch Dogs was a rough game, the first one at least.
They made it
Um,
look so good too.
yeah,
At
yeah,
E3.
they're good at doing that. So, but before we jump into E3, let's talk about some of these trailers that have dropped in the past few days. Let's talk about Death Stranding. Let's let's
Oh yeah,
let's start with that one. Death Stranding is a game that I'm super hyped for. I know you are. Um,
incredibly.
I downloaded that collector's edition to get that baby in the pod.
Dude, how are you gonna explain that to your
I,
to whoever's over at your house, your girlfriend?
I don't know, man, but hopefully it can blend in with all the other nerdy shit that I have, in my room.
Yeah, and it doesn't specifically stick out in any way. Just the baby.
I think that's just exactly it. What the game is kind of going for, that sci-fi craziness, and that collector's edition is just kind of the cherry on top. I think it's gonna be really cool when it lights up, and
Oh, it lights up.
yeah, it lights up, man. So it's gonna be
Oh
super
my
weird and
gosh.
cool.
Let me see if it's sold out right here. I got GameStop pulled up. Yeah, it's gone, dude.
I know,
It's
man.
that's not surprising at all.
I checked up on that when the info first dropped, and I couldn't find it anywhere, Amazon, GameStop. But then a buddy of mine on Twitter, tagged me, and he was like, "Dude, it's up again." And I was like, "Oh shit, I gotta get in," and I got in,
Oh,
man. So
nice. Did you
yeah,
get the sunglasses that they were sending out? I think they're sending out some sunglasses or something.
I don't know. If possibly, I think it's the collector's edition with all the just all the extra stuff in there. Um,
Yeah, oh my gosh. I'm looking at this baby right now. Holy shit, dude. What the fuck?
those
That is
those pictures with Kojima holding the baby are hilarious, man.
they're great. That whole crew, man. Hideo
Exactly.
Kojima, Mads Mikkelsen, those guys are
He's
Norman Reedus, those guys are fucking
he's
hilarious.
got a sick cast, that's for sure.
Yeah,
Um,
it's gonna be an amazing game. I'm all aboard the Kojima hype train, dude.
oh
Metal Gear
yeah,
Solid
oh
is
yeah.
I'm like frothing at the mouth
Well,
about it, dude. It's
the fact that I tweeted this the other day, but the fact that he was able to accomplish all this stuff in like such a small amount of time is
three
is
years.
yeah,
That's
man.
insane.
It is,
I
and
think I think it was the Sony boss, or maybe it was the former Sony boss at this point, but he came out and said that he's never seen a game be completed this quickly.
it's
And
it's seriously
that's just,
impressive.
yeah,
It's an accomplishment, man. To create your own studio, to work on a game. I'm sure that the team isn't even that big.
I don't think it is. I really don't. Yeah, it's insane, dude. He got so fucked by Konami.
And this is gonna be
It's,
like the biggest fuck you, honestly. Like
mm-hmm.
I created this game. It's gonna be good. I mean, it's Kojima,
Oh yeah.
right?
Oh yeah. I
Like,
mean, it's gonna be the best fever dream any of us experienced in years. It's gonna be just fantastic.
and the fact that they're using the Decima engine, we already saw that in Horizon Zero Dawn.
Still need to play.
Yeah,
Still need to
yeah,
play that.
you gotta play that, man. You gotta play that game. But the fact that they're using that engine, they're lending him the engine, because the engine is just beautiful, man. That game, Horizon Zero Dawn was a beautiful game, and
From what I've seen of it, it looks insane. Yeah,
for sure,
that's what it's gonna look like, and it's got the same open world kind of thing going for it.
right?
And That was super nice of them, though, Guerrilla Games, to
Hell
give him
yeah,
that
dude.
engine.
Yeah,
Because
I
I
respect
don't think
that.
he had anything. Yeah, I don't think he had anything to go off of. Like if they didn't give him that engine, I don't really know what he would have
Yeah,
used.
exactly.
But it definitely helps that they're both Sony companies, so that
Definitely,
definitely
man.
helps.
Definitely excited for Death Stranding. The fact that it's coming out later this year, I think, is a big shocker to everyone. I didn't think that this game was going to
Dude,
come out this year.
I honestly had my thoughts it was going to come out this year. I don't know. I had a feeling either Death Stranding or Last of Us Part 2 were coming out this year, and I
Mm.
knew it was going to be one or the other. Like Sony has been like they haven't done. I guess they did Days Gone, but they're not going to be at E3, and they needed something later in the year to put them on the map again.
There was rumors that The Last of Us 2 was coming out this year, but they
Yep.
pushed it back. And I can see that happening because two Sony games, it's been dry pretty much the whole year, and then two Sony games dropping around the same time. That's unlikely. So
They're not as fucking stupid as EA.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
They're not gonna. What did they do? They really fucked Titanfall 2, man. That was a shame.
It was.
Ugh,
It
oh,
was.
terrible. Yeah, they know what they're doing though, for sure.
Yeah. Definitely excited for Death Stranding, and yeah, like I said, November 8th. That's the release date, which is awesome. We're gonna play that game this year.
That's so soon.
I know,
It's like
man.
what, 5 months away at this
Yeah.
point? That's almost 5 months to the day. It's like what, the second or third today? That's insane, dude.
And I think the gameplay, we haven't seen too much gameplay. Like it's still kind of confusing exactly what we're going to be doing, but I have full faith. I got full faith in Kojima, man.
I do, yeah. It's gonna be an interesting experience for sure. I don't know. Like there's a few clips of mostly that trailer, that beautiful 8 minutes, was mostly like cutscenes and stuff. There were a
Yep.
few parts of him, like that whole scene where he was kind of running around dodging the dudes.
That was funny, man.
That was an interesting like clip.
It
Like,
was.
whoa.
I was actually laughing at that. I was like, what?
That was pretty. Like, there wasn't that much actual like gun gameplay.
And I think they're trying to hide. They don't want to give too much away. I think overall, the overall aspect, the overall experience when you're done and you're walking away from it, when there's going to be a big cast, the cutscenes, the story, the gameplay. I think the overall game is going to be great. It's going to be amazing.
Dude, if like the gameplay, I've heard a few people say that the gameplay maybe, I don't know how they're coming to this conclusion so quickly, that the gameplay doesn't look like amazing, but we haven't really seen much of it.
We haven't. We saw a ladder.
We saw the ladder, which yep, that's a Kojima thing, I guess. But yeah, the ladder, and then like a little bit of shooting, probably like 5 or 6 seconds worth, and then him dodging the hazmat suit dudes, which was hilarious. And that's really all we've seen. Like
he had the suitcase and he just literally just punched the guy with it. That was hilarious.
I think I'm looking at the collector's edition. It comes with that suitcase, dude. I think it comes. I don't know how big it is, but
oh wow,
I think it does.
Exciting times, man.
You can do your own attack with the suitcase. Dodge if somebody breaks into your house, just dodge them and hit them with the fucking suitcase, bro.
We live in a time where a lot of people complain about everything, and there's a lot of people complain about a lot of stuff, and to be honest, when you take a step back, man, I think we live during a time where video games are amazing. They're looking even better and better. And it's an exciting time. Like I said, E3, Sony not being there, I think it's still an exciting time for many of us, people who are passionate about this stuff.
Dude, for sure. It's going to be like, I think it starts Sunday. Sunday's the first day, is it not?
Yeah, I think Xbox is Sunday.
Xbox is Sunday, I think around 1 o'clock for us. But yeah, we definitely live in a very exciting time. And it does seem like people complain more than they used to. But I honestly just think it's our ability to see other people's complaints with the power of social media, and for anyone to put their thoughts out there so fast.
Exactly. Everybody has a voice.
Honestly why, yeah. I mean, if social media existed in the 90s and was as huge as it was in the early, or as now as it was in the early 2000s, but then you'd see like a ton of more complaints. But we're just we can see it so easily now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Did you want to talk anything else about Death Stranding? We can.
No, other than it just looks fucking amazing, dude. I'm so excited.
Hell yeah.
I'm definitely gonna be done with all of the Metal Gear Solid games by then, and I'm seeing how much of a genius this man Kojima is.
Yeah.
Insane.
I actually pre-ordered, or didn't pre-order. I bought the Metal Gear HD collection. It's actually on its way. I want to jump back in. I want to play that Kojima greatness before
Yes.
before
you haven't played 3, right?
I haven't played Snake Eater, so I'm.
Did you play 4 or 5?
I played 4 on the PS3, and I played 5. And I played.
Oh man, how did you manage to get to not play Snake Eater?
I know, man.
How?
I know. Shame on me.
Dude, I'm excited though for you to like the amount of people that have been messaging me or tagging me and saying like, dude, you make me want to go back and play Metal Gear Solid now, just because they like I've been posting so much about it. I've been pretty much spamming Metal Gear Solid shit.
The power of Twitter, man. The power of influence.
It's amazing.
Yeah. The next game I want to talk about, and I feel like a lot of people are not talking about this game because, we get it almost every year. But I want to talk about Call of Duty. I want to talk about the trailer that dropped a few days ago, and I want to talk about that engine, man. That engine that I feel not a lot of people are talking about. It is a reboot. So they're taking a game that Modern Warfare that they did, obviously back in the day, and man, that engine is looking really, really good.
It looks fantastic. It's like, and this is the typical Call of Duty. This happens every year. They come out with this trailer that says game engine footage, but we don't get I don't think we haven't seen any gameplay really at all. But it does look fantastic. Like it looks beautiful.
It does. I mean, in the beginning of the trailer, it says in-game footage and
in-game footage. Yeah, that's.
I actually watched an in-depth analysis from what's that? What are those geeks over at YouTube?
That Call of Duty channel?
No, I can't think of the name. But they usually do like the tech stuff, and they pretty much broke.
Was that the one you were telling me about the other
day? Digital Foundry.
Digital Foundry.
Yeah, man. Those guys are amazing at what they do. They break down games and they go pretty in depth with the tech, and they're even praising this. They're even praising.
It looks so good.
The engine. It really looks next gen, dude. Like it looks it looks like this is what Call of Duty should have been like, a few years ago when everybody was getting tired of Call of Duty. Yeah.
Are you serious? Like they've been using the same bullshit engine
for
them and Bethesda, man. They're in that same sinking ship. They're using that same engine over and over and over. But like
Bethesda,
we got games looking like, God of War, like even like Witcher 3 in 2015. That was an amazing looking. Bloodborne's graphics are fucking amazing.
Yeah.
And then you got Call of Duty looking like it could have came out on the Xbox. It almost did come out on the Xbox 360. They've been releasing versions. I think it was Black Ops 3. They released both versions. Mm-hmm. But I mean, it's about time for a new engine. It was a good time.
It is, and I wouldn't be surprised if this game also, I mean, depending on when the next gen consoles actually release, maybe the PS5 and the next Xbox does drop next year. I can see this game coming, releasing on those consoles. Yeah.
There's like a slight little bit of I can't tell if it's a cutscene, but it's somebody shooting in the. I have the trailer pulled up right now, but they're gonna release that gameplay really soon. It's probably gonna be around in the next like week or two. I don't know if they do it around E3.
Yeah,
but
I can see them
probably will.
Yeah, they probably will. They probably will drop.
They're gonna come out on Xboxes. I bet they're gonna come out through Xbox.
Exactly.
And show it. Yeah, I bet you that's what's gonna happen.
I can see that happening.
It's so crazy though the positive feedback that I've seen from a Call of Duty game. This is
I know, man.
Weird.
I know.
It's playing on everyone's nostalgia, man. It's like it's straight up like I'm looking at. So it's got 26 million views on YouTube
for a Call of Duty. I mean that just goes to show you how relevant Call of Duty still is. But
dude, 26 million views in 4 days.
I'm one of those guys that I buy the Call of Duty every year, and I'm the same guy that complains every year because it's like it's the same shit. But I want to experience Call of Duty for myself. I kind of in a way I kind of grew up playing Call of Duty, so there is a lot of nostalgia and there's still a lot of love. But I'm not gonna lie. Every year I buy the game, I play it for a bit, and I put it down. And the last Call of Duty didn't have a campaign, so it was almost you can only do so much. But this one is gonna have a campaign, and that's promising.
Yeah, I mean, I'm honestly incredibly excited about the campaign. I was buying every Call of Duty every single year up until Black Ops 3. I actually bought Black Ops 3, but I did not buy World War 2 or Black Ops 4. I think that's been but I did buy Infinite Warfare though. I did buy that. Despite bitching about it on Twitter I don't know if you followed me back then, but dude, that was straight up my Twitter for about 6 or 7 months. I was straight up like talking shit about Infinite Warfare and just praising Battlefield 1. And
it's easy to make fun of Call of Duty, especially when you want to put in the microtransaction bullshit. Like I know in Black Ops 4 you can spend like a dollar or two to buy like a red dot site, and it's reticle, like dude, come on, bro. Like
it's fucking dumb. They're gonna probably pull some of that shit in this one, but they came out and said that
no season pass.
It's no season pass. All the maps are free. That's new. It's awesome.
That's refreshing.
It is. But they're still gonna do the cosmetic shit, which is fine. I don't mind the cosmetic stuff as much.
They make so much money off of microtransactions that there's no way that they're gonna
they're not gonna. Definitely not.
Which is fine, And they also talked about how it's going to be crossplay, so that's going to be interesting how that works exactly, and
that will be cool. If that's I really hope that these companies start doing that more and more, because it's the way it needs to be honest.
It's consumer friendly. It's great for the gamers.
It's very consumer friendly. It's better for the gamers, and it's better. It's consumer friendly. It puts good karma towards those companies. For sure.
It sheds a great light.
It does. It puts them in a good light. It does.
For sure.
And I'm going to be picking this up. This is the first Call of Duty in a while, and that I'm actually interested in.
We're excited about Call of Duty, guys.
It's 2019, and we're excited about Call of Duty. It's got a shit ton of views, dude. Like, this was so to put it in perspective, the Infinite Warfare trailer has 40 million views.
That's
and
crazy,
that shit
dude.
came out in, I think that was 3 years ago.
That's
3 or 4 years ago when that came out, and now this has 26 million in 4 days. People are stoked, man. People are stoked.
Yeah, for sure.
428,000 likes, 14,000 dislikes. The like to dislike ratio is insane. It's gonna be cool. It's got people excited about it.
So those are two games that are probably most likely a day one. I don't know why I'm saying most likely. They will be a day one. Call of Duty and Death Stranding for sure. So going back to E3, I'm assuming they're gonna talk about Gears of War 5. I don't know if that's gonna drop this year.
I can see it.
Yeah,
I can see it dropping.
I think that would be smart on Microsoft's part if they drop something. I mean, it's been pretty dry from Microsoft.
What was the last time they came out, dude? I'm trying to think.
I don't know, man.
I don't mean to bash them, but I can't even think of the last exclusive that came out for Microsoft. What was it? I'm just totally blanking. I don't. Oh, you know what? Forza Horizon 4 was a banner, bro. That was a good game.
You know what? I gotta give credit where it's due. I'm not a big racer, but I bought that game, and that game, someone who lived in the UK, that game looked amazing. It looked realistic. The cars, dude. Oh man, playing that game on the Xbox One X, that was an amazing experience.
I just love those games, dude. I just love putting it up and listening to some music.
Yeah.
And just driving, dude. It's so nice.
Yeah. That first person mode, man, it's really cool.
Oh yeah. It's so good.
Gears of War.
Other than that though.
Gears of War 5, I'm excited because I do enjoy the multiplayer. But I'll be honest, I kind of miss Marcus Phoenix. I kind of miss the old cast,
the old squad.
Coltrane, man. He was awesome.
Rest in peace, Dom, forever.
Dom, oh man, was that Gears of War 2?
3,
yeah. Oh man, I played them all. And
they're so good.
Yeah, I love Gears of War.
Even 4 was fun. It wasn't my favorite game, but it was fun.
Gears of War 4 online was solid, man. Like I had a great time playing it. The campaign.
So trash.
I wasn't a big fan of the campaign, just because I mean that was just my take. playing as his son and stuff like that. I mean, I'm sure people liked it, but that was not something that I really enjoyed. But anyways,
Yeah,
great.
it was okay. It was not that great to me. It was fun, as I said. It was a good time. Like I played through it and I'm like, this is more Gears of War. This is I couldn't shake the feeling though that it just felt like it was a different game with a Gears of War skin on it. That's
Yeah,
all it felt like.
yeah,
I'm like
yeah.
I'm not playing as, my boy Marcus. I'm not like I just felt weird. I don't know. It just the whole there was like I just remember there being it was kind of forgettable too. I don't remember too much that happened in that campaign.
Exactly.
I think there
Um,
was like a whole robot section that wasn't that great.
yeah, I really hope Microsoft brings in that heat at E3 because and I think that next gen Xbox is really gonna shine because of all the studios that they're kind of that
Hmm.
they have underneath their wing, and games obviously take time. So I think we're really gonna see some badass shit from
I
Microsoft
really hope so.
next gen.
They need a good couple of years.
Because if
They've
you
been
Yeah, because if
struggling.
if you think about it, the PlayStation 4 obviously has dominated when it comes to exclusives. It's dominated when it comes to just great games you can't play anywhere else. And
Hmm.
the fact that, we're most likely going to get a God of War 2 next gen, a Horizon a
Yep.
Horizon
Yep.
yeah, so yeah, I mean, and PlayStation still has three, AAA bangers that are yet to come.
Yeah,
Ghost
this
Tsushima,
fucking gen, dude.
exactly. Last of Us 2 and Death Stranding this year.
Oh,
So
and possibly I don't is Final Fantasy VII Remake a Sony exclusive?
I don't know.
Or I don't remember. I think I remember seeing it for Xbox.
It
I think
could,
Square Enix has gone that route recently. They're not
yeah.
really with Sony
I mean,
anymore.
they dropped Final Fantasy 15 for Xbox as well.
Yeah. And
So
no, you know what? It's not going to be an exclusive. There's no fucking way, dude. They just came
yeah,
out with Final Fantasy VII, the OG game on Xbox.
right.
And if that's not a telltale sign that this game is going to be on everything.
Do we have any more information about that? Because I haven't kept up with Final Fantasy 7. Do we have a release date for that or no?
No, they're gonna Square Enix took Sony's spot. So in E3. So
Mm-hmm.
I think that,
Oh,
as
okay.
soon as that happened, I was like, dude, they're showing this shit. There's no fucking way they're not.
Yeah.
And so yeah, they're probably gonna announce the release date. I don't know if it's coming out this fall anymore. Ever since Death Stranding got announced, dude, I'm like everything's a question mark. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody wants to go like head to head. You remember when they announced it's not quite the same scale. I don't think it's gonna do the numbers that Red Dead did, but when they announced Red Dead Redemption 2 was coming out in October, like all of these games were steering clear of that, like 100%.
Oh, absolutely, man.
Dude,
That's
they
a
were
that's
like
a
even Call of
juggernaut,
Duty.
dude.
That was a juggernaut. That was and Death Stranding is although it's a exclusive, it's still gonna take a lot of people's attention
I think I
and
think
not to
I think Rockstar is funny because they never like do they ever show up at E3? I don't think they do. They
no.
just they just like no, dude, they drop a tweet and the internet explodes and
Yep,
they drop a game and it sells what? Grand Theft Auto 5 sold what over 100 million?
110 million copies.
Jeez, dude. That is insane. That is
That's
insane.
dude, they're so fucking cool. They have I've heard a lot of these reports. They have a lot of questionable in-house policies or in-house things they have going on.
Yeah.
The overworking thing was I think blown a little bit out of proportion. The guy
Right.
made a comment and a lot of people took it out of
Sure.
context and but I've always looked at them as they've always been put on the pedestal as the cool guys of gaming.
For
Like
sure.
they never show up to E3. It's like the people that it's like they never do their homework. It's like they never show up to E3. They never almost even market their shit. They just
Exactly.
drop a tweet, everyone spreads it, and they'll come out with like a trailer and just randomly. They it's
Their
crazy, dude.
name, well, their name just kind of sells it all, like
It
Rockstar
does.
and
I mean, Red Dead Redemption 2 sold 24 million.
yeah, and
That's
it's gonna keep
insane.
going. I mean, they'll probably drop it on PC, I guess, eventually, hopefully for those guys, and sell even more
Could you
copies.
imagine what that'll look like on PC?
Yeah,
On a
I mean,
high-end
it
PC?
already looked amazing on the Xbox One X, dude. I couldn't believe that it was native 4K. Like I couldn't believe that. Like a game that size.
Yeah, that's incredible. I never got a chance to play. I don't have an Xbox One X or a PS4 Pro.
Yeah.
But the fact that what it looked like on my screen, I can't imagine what it looks like. I got a buddy that
Right.
bought a Xbox One X specifically to play Red Dead Redemption 2 in all its glory.
I bought those Astro 40s when I bought the game, so I had my own kind of little experience, and I was just blown away with the sound and the graphics. I mean, when I finally put that game down, I was just completely. It was one of the best experiences I've had in many years.
I'm all for going on a Red Dead Redemption 2 circle jerk right now. I'm all for that. That game was fucking.
I'm ready to make a new playthrough, man. That Arthur Morgan is my dude, man.
Dude,
what a badass character. Oh my god.
Yes.
I could talk about that all day.
I know. Like, oh man, cried at the end. Dude.
The detail, the quality.
Say no spoilers, but
yeah. Oh man,
tears.
Exactly. It was bittersweet because they brought back who you know. Oh man.
Yeah.
But yeah. Do you think we're gonna see Halo Infinite at E3?
Personally, yes. I do think we will.
I really hope we do, man.
I'm pretty convinced that they're gonna show it. I think this is the E3 that Xbox shows off their new. I think it's called Xbox Scarlet or something Scarlet.
Is that the next gen? That's the next gen
That's the
console?
code name for the next gen one.
Yeah.
I really think they're gonna come out swinging. They're gonna come out and show, because I think Halo Infinite will probably be a launch title for that.
Probably.
I could probably see it launch on Xbox One and that, but I think they want to have a huge banner to start off their next gen. But I think they're gonna come out on stage and unveil this brand new machine. And they're going to show Halo Infinite gameplay running on that.
That would be so badass.
If you want a lot of eyes coming towards you, that's it. That's what you want to do.
Dude, if they dropped Halo Infinite as a release with the next gen console, that would be super exciting.
That would probably sell me on the Xbox.
Yeah.
Whatever it's going to be called.
It's exciting times because we already heard a lot of stuff about the PS5 and how beefy and how how just how amazing that box is gonna be. They talked about those load times are so short.
Oh my goodness.
That so the performance is gonna be there. I'm assuming the 60 frames per second.
Yep.
Talk is gonna kind of fade away because I really believe that the performance is gonna we're finally gonna get great performance in games that matches the graphics.
Oh, I really, really, really fucking hope they upscale all the PS. I don't know if they confirmed this, but if they upscale all the PS4 games.
Oh, dude.
To 60 FPS. If I could play Bloodborne in 60 FPS,
dude.
I'm gonna fucking nut myself, dude.
I'm
legit.
Yeah.
Oh.
The fact that the PS4 game library is gonna transfer over to the PS5 is enough right there. Like that's gonna be big, cause we can carry over our titles that we love this gen over to the next gen, and I love that so much. I'm so glad they did that.
I really have Microsoft to thank for that, or we have Microsoft to thank for that.
Yeah, exactly. Backwards compatibility is important, man.
Yeah, it really is.
I gotta give credit where credit is due, and what Xbox turned they turned a lot of things around, from the beginning.
They did.
They introduced backwards compatibility. They introduced Xbox One X enhanced games. You can play Red Dead Redemption 1 in 4K. That's fucking amazing, man. I praise that. That's awesome.
The OG Xbox games that you can play on Xbox One.
Yeah, dude.
That's so they. If it wasn't like long ago that we had the PlayStation guys saying that nobody cared about old games. I do think that was a quote that somebody said over at Sony.
That sounds like a Sony fanboy quote, or
it might have been. I don't remember where I saw it from.
There's nothing wrong. I mean, personally, I love to play the newest shit, but obviously, old games have a place, man. Have a place.
They do. I almost play older games more than new games, to be honest.
Yeah.
It was last year I was looking, I'm like, dude, I haven't really bought anything this whole year because it got to Red Dead Redemption 2 and I was so stoked to play it. I'm like, how many actual new games have I played this year? And it wasn't many. This year I've actually specifically been trying to play like some new games that have come out. Like I played Devil May Cry 5.
Yep, I played that.
Insane.
I played Celeste in the beginning of the year. I know that was last gen. I absolutely love indies, especially the great ones. So I played Celeste. I played Resident Evil 2, which was phenomenal. That was a
Oh, I
phenomenal.
really want to play that. Oh my
Oh,
fucking
dude, you
god.
have to. That if you want to see how a reboot is done,
Yes.
you gotta look at what Capcom did with Resident Evil 2
Oh,
because
I
that
really want to play that.
I think they really set the bar high with reboots for
Mm-hmm.
sure. I
Oh,
played
I want to.
uh
Yeah.
I played Devil May Cry 5. That was great. And then Sekiro, that's
Yeah. Oh, I fucking
yeah.
forget about
We didn't
Sekiro
talk about
sometimes,
Sekiro last
man.
time, dude.
Oh no,
Se-
we didn't.
Sekiro is my game of the year so far, hands down.
Yeah.
Fucking love Sekiro. I'm a huge Dark Souls fan, and the fact that they added that shinobi, Japanese setting, man, they did such the combat is just it's amazing.
Combat is a work of art, man. To be
It
honest,
is.
it's a rhythm game. If you can get it down, it took
Exactly.
me a second to get it down,
It's all
man. I was
pattern,
running on
dude.
pure
It's all
luck. It
pattern
is.
and
It's all pattern.
mechanics. And once you get it down, especially like I'm in my new game plus, and it just goes to show you like your experience is gonna far exceed difficulty. And
Yeah.
that's the
Oh,
beauty of these
100%.
games, man. Is if you know what you're doing with these games, you're gonna
It's like
even
second nature.
exactly.
I'm playing Dark Souls 3 right now, and
Dark
I'm
Souls
having
3 is
an absolute
amazing.
blast. Yeah, because I've been playing a lot of Metal Gear Solid 3, but I'm trying so hard to take my time, and I've just fucked around and put 12 and a half hours in, and I'm like, God damn it, I know this is over soon. I really don't want it to end. So I started up Dark Souls 3 as something to play, that I already know, and I can just put some time into it. And so I got 27 hours in Dark Souls 3 in the last like 5 or 6 days. Uh, but that frame rate, dude, I'm having a hard time with it sometimes. That's why I'm saying
Yeah.
like if they do the PS4 upgrade or the 60 FPS upgrade, that'd be so nice.
If the PS5 has if the PS5
The
does it,
PS5, yeah.
if they do introduce that if they introduce what Xbox One X did where they enhance, older
Mm-hmm.
titles, that would be even a super big win.
'Cause these titles already look fucking great. They already look great on
Like
the
because
Xbox One
like
and
you said,
PS4.
if we can go back to Bloodborne and play it at 60 frames per second, dude, that's
Oh
amazing,
man,
man. That's amazing.
nobody knows what Bloodborne looks like at 60 FPS.
Dude.
I mean, you could play Dark Souls on PC and it looks
Right.
great, but you can't
Yeah,
play
you're
Bloodborne,
right.
man.
You're right. Bloodborne's a
Nobody,
PS4 exclusive, so yeah.
yeah, it is. Nobody knows what it looks like. This is uncharted territory. I'm so excited.
Wow. Yeah, a lot of things to be excited for, man. We're
You played
almost
Dark Souls 3,
we're
right?
almost at the end. Yeah, yeah. I beat Dark Souls 3. So I played Bloodborne first, beat
Same.
it, absolutely loved it. I thought it was a masterpiece. You don't hear a lot of people talk about Dark Souls 3, but Dark Souls 3 is in its own right an amazing game.
Yeah, I get some flack for this, but I like Dark Souls 3 more than Dark Souls 1
I can,
by a
I can
pretty good margin, to be
I
honest.
can see that, man. Dark Souls 3 was a great game. Bloodborne is like Victorian era, like Dark Souls is like the medieval era, and
Mhm.
and Sekiro is the Japanese, era. But dude,
Then we
Dark
got potentially Great Rune being the like Nord era
what is
that that's
that?
being
Oh,
made.
is that
Have you heard of that?
is that oh, that's the one with the
The George R. R. Martin consulted
yeah,
team.
dude.
Oh
I forgot
man.
about that, man. They talked about that for a second, and I feel like everybody kind of forgot about it. But
It got leaked a little bit. They haven't really
yeah.
officially confirmed it.
Well,
It got
didn't he kind of leak it a bit
he came out and said
that
that was
he's working with the
yeah.
From Software and
No, he actually never
no
said that.
no
Well, so there was a report that came out. I really wish I knew the guy's names who leaked it, but it was about 2 months ago, and or maybe it was even less than that. It was like a month ago, and these guys came out and said like there is a game being in the works with George R. R. Martin and From Software, and everyone was kind of like, "What the fuck, dude? Like, excuse me?" Like nobody really knew what to make of it, and everyone kind of just like shrugged it off. And then recently, George R. R. Martin came out and said that he consulted on a game out of Japan.
mm,
He didn't say From Software, but everyone's kind of like, "Oh, this is lining up with what we heard earlier."
right
So now it's like, "Oh shit, dude, this might be a thing. It's supposed to be announced at Xbox E3."
Yeah, dude, that could be the potential in that, man. Um,
Horse riding,
Horse
like
riding,
an
Dark Souls
open
horse riding?
world-ish.
What?
Yeah, dude, potentially.
I
I'm so
love
excited.
I love the Dark Souls formula. Like I love the gameplay. I know not a lot of people play these games, but and you know there's an intimidation factor, and I get it. You know, not everybody wants to play those hard games, but I fucking love them, dude. And
Dude, they're fucking
I love. I know this is kind of off topic and we're rambling, but fuck it. I love the fact that these games you're gonna die and you're gonna learn from your death. You know, it's just
Yes.
it's experience, man, and it's got a lot. It's got a lot of old school kind of just that old school formula of like, dude. Because back in the day, games were fucking hard. They weren't long, but they were hard. And
Yeah, exactly.
and I just love that. Sekiro, you know, Bloodborne and all that. Sekiro definitely kind of resurrected my love for these games because it's just like, dude, you're always overwhelmed in the beginning, and then you find a way. If you stick with it, you find a way, and that's the beauty of these games.
And that's the beauty. It's a good life lesson, man. You learn
It
from your
is.
mistakes.
It's a great video game metaphor.
It is. You learn. You die. Well, maybe you don't die in real life, but like you make mistakes, you fuck up, and then you learn from it. And you come back, you go get your souls back, and then you keep on trucking.
Exactly.
And pop an Estus shard, get yourself a little bit more health.
Find
Keep
that
going, bro.
bonfire, man.
Oh, that bonfire, that place you call home. It's so nice.
Exactly, dude.
Yeah, Sekiro was hard, dude. Sekiro was fucking hard.
It was a hard game. Like even like I said, you know, I went back in New Game Plus, and a lot of things were smooth, and I was better. But if you're not careful, dude, the game can still kick your ass easily.
Easily. My one biggest like complaint with Sekiro is I know why they did that. Like how you'll do almost no damage, but the game is not about you doing damage. It's about you building up their posture bar.
Exactly.
And you can exploit it a little bit. Like I don't think I played the game the 100% right way. Like so the final boss, I pretty much ran around in a circle and would pick my very selective points where I hit him and like chip down his health bar, as opposed to because I wasn't too good at the whole like blocking thing. Like I learned it eventually pretty late in the game. But I was just channeling my inner Bloodborne skills or Dark Souls skills of running around and picking my time to hit. It took forever, but I did it.
Yeah.
Which E3 conference are you most looking forward to?
Definitely Xbox, man. Just because I'm a huge Xbox fan. I have been over the years. And you know, like I've said before, PlayStation really wowed me and kind of won me over this gen. With the PS4, but I still have a huge place in my heart for Xbox. You know, dating back to the OG Xbox, and this is a company that I want to see succeed. And I know they've gotten a lot of shit, you know, over the years this gen because of the lack of exclusivity. But man, I mean, I remember playing Halo 1, you know, LAN party with my buddies, taking my Xbox over. This was before, you know, this was before social media and everything, dude. This was, you know, geeking out, you know, back in the day. And then I remember Halo 2 dropping, and that had Xbox Live, and I just feel like it paved way. It changed the game. And
It did.
I really want to see the next Halo just kind of kill it, because I wasn't the biggest fan of Halo 5. Like I want to see Master Chief.
Nah. Yeah, it was weird. I know what they were going for with Halo 5, but it didn't work. They were going for that whole like Arbiter Master Chief vibe from Halo 2.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even half as good as that. Like it was weird. I don't know.
The gameplay is always going to be great, you know, for sure. This is a dumb question, but who's making Halo? Is it it's not Bungie. Is it still 343?
Yep. 343. I think
okay.
They are doing Halo Infinite. That's their thing.
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
Bungie's full on board with Destiny.
Yeah, that's true. And I love Destiny gameplay, man. That first person shooter.
My god, that's such a great game. Gameplay.
I love a sci-fi first person. Like when you take a military shooter like Call of Duty or Battlefield, obviously, I've spoken about how I think modern days are the best. But when you add sci-fi and you do like Halo or Destiny did, dude, I love that because I'm a huge sci-fi geek.
Yes, 100%. Destiny 2 lost me, as I think it lost a lot of people.
It did,
Uh, Destiny 1 though, man, oh my God, I put a lot of time into that game. That was a great game.
It's one of those games that I hate to say this, but they do get better over time. But
It does.
And the gameplay I love that formula of, it's kind of a light MMO for consoles, and there's gear level, there's raids. I love that shit. I love that a lot.
Oh, so good. That gameplay was incredible. I still think that's my favorite first-person gameplay I've ever played in my life. That was so smooth.
Very smooth. And I truly believe that because Bungie parted ways with Activision. You know about that, right?
Oh yes. Oh my God.
That was a huge dude. That was a big like. I don't know what was going on behind closed doors, but I have a hint that we all know Activision, man. We know how they are. Okay. So I think that Activision had a huge role in making Destiny, like all the negative aspects of Destiny I think that's where Activision stepped in, and I'm truly excited to see what Bungie does without Activision publishing.
That Activision fucking ball and chain around their ankle, man.
Exactly.
Those guys, I mean, grantedly, they gave them money. That's what they did. They gave them money.
Yeah, that's what a publishing company does.
And they gave them a deadline, and they gave them instructions about how to monetize the game.
Exactly.
Aside from that, if Bungie can do what they want, which I think they're really excited to do,
it sounds like
they're hyping it up.
Yeah.
It sounds like it, and that could be something special. If the Destiny 2, they're announcing something about Destiny 2 this week in the next few days,
which might get me back in.
If it looks good, if it's actually going to be like a full thing, I would totally get it. It's still a lot of people play that game, and that gameplay is amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I played Destiny 1 for years. I had that on the Xbox. I bought Destiny 2 on the PS4. I thought Destiny 2 was a great game. It's just, other games came out, and plus, like I said, the whole you got to buy the season pass and all that stuff, and I just I was like, I'll just move on to other games, but it didn't change the fact that the gameplay was always there. I always enjoyed the gameplay.
Yeah, the gameplay was just pure.
I will say this though. I think in today's world, if you have a first-person shooter, make that 60 frames per second.
Yeah.
Because
yep. 100%.
Because I played the beta on my laptop, which has a GTX 1060. It's a pretty beefy laptop. It's great.
Mm-hmm.
I bought it when like the rise of powerful laptops were coming out, and I played Destiny 2 the beta in 60 frames, and dude, it was almost like a night and day difference in gameplay.
Yeah.
So
and you can tell with games like Doom, man. Doom is 60 FPS on consoles.
Dude. Smooth.
Don't get me going on. I can start.
Dude. that buttery smooth 60, baby.
Oh, you know what? I said Destiny is my favorite first-person shooter gameplay, but Doom is incredibly high on that list. I think that might be number one.
I think the talk of Doom Eternal kind of went down, but do you think we're gonna see that at E3?
Yep, 100%. That is happening. There's no way. There's no fucking way they come out last year and show it off and then do nothing this year.
True.
There's no way.
True.
That comes out, honestly, I think that comes out.
You think that's this year?
It's my own like hype level and my own.
I see it. I see it coming out this year.
Yeah?
I do.
Oh, if it
like in the fall.
If it comes out, it's gonna come out in October, I think. I don't know though. Call of Duty. It's got to come out in October though, man. It's a fucking scary, not scary, but it's like a horror, demon shit. It's Halloween. It's like
so Call of Duty's coming out at the end of October, I believe. Right? Okay. And then 25th, I believe. And then Death Stranding's coming out November 8th. I can see them shoving it in there somewhere. Maybe before Call of Duty.
It's honestly it's earned it. It's a game that people are gonna buy. It's not something that they're gonna drop and it's gonna get slept on. Like if Doom fans are hardcore, dude, they're gonna go buy that shit.
Exactly. What Doom did in 2016? That's when it
15,
dropped.
Yeah,
15.
Or
15.
15. It's 16. I think it was 16.
Yeah, I think it was 16.
It was
dude,
16.
That was a fucking badass game, man. Doom.
Oh man, that's not like I played it recently for the fourth fucking time. Second time this year. Second time in 4 months.
There's something about that game where it gives the player the ability just to be a fucking badass. Just a complete.
Man, it makes you feel like a badass, like in every sense. It's like the whole idea is that they're stuck in a room with you. Like
exactly,
you're the fucking man.
You're the boss,
Blast
dude.
that metal music. You're the boss. You're the boss they're facing.
Exactly, dude.
You're not gonna get killed.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, they're stuck in a room with you, and it's like I was.
I love that, dude.
It's just it's so fun. I even turned up the difficulty, and I got pretty good at it, and
Nice.
it still felt like I was just OP. And I'm like, dude, like my recent playthrough, I did every single thing. Like I did all the rune trials, you know. I did got all the upgrades. I fully upgraded like almost every single weapon. And I still wanted more. After I beat it, I wanted more.
Wasn't there like a trophy or an achievement for like beating the game on the hardest difficulty without dying?
That's just stupid, right
like
there.
That I know, dude.
I can't do that.
Yeah,
shit.
fuck that. I know, dude.
I'm not with that.
I could be completely wrong, but I was like, yeah, fuck that, dude. That's
there is a difficulty. It's I don't know if it's an achievement. There's definitely an achievement for beating it, but it's like Ultra Nightmare or something.
Right.
And if you die, I think God of War has one of these as well. If you die, you restart. Like,
that's maybe what it is then.
Yeah.
God,
if you die, you restart the whole thing, and you die in like 3 hits, so you're fucked.
Right.
It's pretty much just like a thing for like just people who really want to challenge, but that's more than a challenge. That's just insanity.
It is. It is.
What else do you want to talk about E3?
Nintendo. You want to talk about Nintendo?
That's a question mark for me. I never know what they're gonna do. They could be a complete sleeper. They could throw out a 20-minute video and it's a snooze fest, or they could have like some crazy fucking good shit. Like you don't know.
So there is a game that I am super hyped for, and it's I don't know if you've heard of it. I don't know if you've heard of it, but it's a Astral Chain.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that.
Yeah,
I'm excited for that too.
So it was the same makers of Nier. Is it? Forgot what that company's called.
It's like the producer, I believe. It's the producer of Nier is making this Astral Chain.
Dude, that game looks amazing. That game looks like the gameplay looks hot.
It does. We're gonna definitely hear more, but that comes out in August, dude.
Yeah, exactly. I can't wait for that.
August Astral Chain, September Borderlands 3, October Modern Warfare, November Death Stranding. I
don't play my Switch too much. Like like I said, I played Katana Zero. Absolutely loved it. I love these little indie gems. And it's I think if you own a Switch, you should definitely check it out. But I don't touch my Switch like a whole lot. I bought it for Breath of the Wild, which is one of my favorite games this gen, easily. And we've talked about Breath of the Wild, and I'm just I kind of I find myself gravitating more towards what Xbox and Sony does or PlayStation does.
For sure. I am incredibly excited. I don't know if you're a Pokemon man, but I'm a Pokemon man, and
that comes out.
Excited.
Yeah, dude. Of course.
Sword and Shield.
Holy
up. Shit.
When does that come out?
They haven't run out. It's probably going to be November. They do most of their stuff in November.
I forgot about that one. What's
that?
Someone who grew up on the Pokemon games on the Game Boy.
Yeah.
And the fact that we're gonna have a full-fledged Switch game. That's exciting, dude. Because
it kind of hit me that it's gonna be the first actual console game.
Exactly.
For a while, in a while, not ever, but in a while.
Yeah.
For Pokemon, and you talk about a company who doesn't give a fuck about competition. Nintendo will just drop their shit and walk the fuck out. They're good. They Death Stranding, they don't mind. They're gonna put out Pokemon in November,
right.
And that's gonna be.
It's fun. Nintendo is really, really interesting, man. Like they legit don't give a fuck. Like they do their own thing, and they're so beloved by many. A lot of nostalgia factors, but it's a company that's proven like you don't need the best looking games, and you don't need this and that. You if we can make a fun game and if we can create, you know, like in the beginning when I heard that it was a hybrid and it wasn't like I wanted something like the GameCube 2, for example, or like a console that would compete directly with the Xbox or PlayStation. But once I bought the Switch and once I played it, I was like, this thing is fucking cool, dude. This is every kid's dream, you know, handheld TV.
It's great.
I love that. And I love that there's a company out there that kind of that bends the rules and does and does things their own way, because because it's a cool little system.
It's great, dude. I love my Switch. I really wish I had more reasons to play it.
Yeah.
Because when I'm playing it, the probably 30% of the time that I ever play games is on the Switch.
Right.
25 or 30%. But it's only when select games come out. Like I was playing Final Fantasy
Same.
7 a few weeks ago on it, because I just wanted like portable Final Fantasy. That just seemed really
Yeah.
cool to me, and I really love that game. So, and Final
Yeah.
Fantasy 7 remake hype. But I don't really play it that much. Like I don't really play it on my Switch. Like I really wish I had more excuses to play it.
There's rumors of a Final Fantasy 8. Like I keep reading about that, and if that's true, that would be big for me because that was my first Final Fantasy game ever.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I remember like, dude, I remember like hopping from like Mario and then playing Final Fantasy 8 for the first time, and I was like, what the fuck is this game? This game, because back then, you know, the cutscenes were, you know, were awesome, and I was like, dude, this game is fucking sick, and
Yeah.
I got drawn into, you know, the Final Fantasy world and all of that. So
Yeah, dude. My first Final Fantasy was 10, and I sucked at it.
10
It
is
was
a good game. I want to buy
it
that
was
for
a
the
great
Switch.
game. Yeah, that. Oh man, why does Nintendo have to make things $60?
I
Dude?
know,
Why?
man, and that's there. I have a hate it or love it, you know, thing with Nintendo.
Yeah.
You know, as much as I love Nintendo, I hate when they do these kind of things. Like if you look at some of their games that have came out like years ago, they're still $60. Like Breath of the Wild is still $60. And I think
Yep.
we talked about this in the past. Like you know, there's something about you know, having that brand of Nintendo kind of.
Yeah.
You said it perfectly.
Yeah, they don't want to see their game in the bargain bin.
Exactly.
When people they don't want to associate their game with cheapness, which in a lot of
Exactly.
people's minds lowers the quality of something.
Right.
You know, like that. It's you go to the gas station and you can get a Polar Pop for like what 70 something cents, and that's a really good deal. But is the syrup and the quality as good as that $2 bottle?
I think gamers are funny, man, because we sometimes we complain about price and season pass and we spend too much money. But like if you see, like, I remember when what was it called? What's that game called? I can't think of the name, but it was $40. And Dishonored 2. Dishonored 2. No. It was 60. I'm sorry. The second game came out. It was $40. But I remember like Uncharted. What was it? Lost Legacy was $40. Like,
Yeah.
people kind of steered away from that price tag because they automatically assumed, this game's gonna be.
It's not gonna. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
I know exactly what you're
I
saying.
definitely understand where you're coming from when you have a game kind of like what Nintendo does.
When you see it cheaper, like when I go to the store and see a game is cheap, I'm automatically thinking in my mind like this didn't sell well.
Yeah.
Like this is, especially if it just came out like 4 months ago, dude.
And we've
Like
we've
that-
seen that with like games like Anthem and Fallout 76, how quickly the
Oh,
price drops. That's a huge indicator. But
Yeah.
on the flip side of that, it's just it's that cockiness of Nintendo. Like, you know what, we're not
They're
gonna.
very cocky.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Because they know they have an insane fan base that's gonna buy their shit no matter what.
Yeah.
And
No matter what.
there's obviously there's always nostalgia factors involved.
It helps that their quality is incredible.
Yeah, for sure.
If they were, it'd be one thing if these games weren't $60, like worth $60, and they weren't good. But Breath of the Wild is one of the best games ever made, dude.
True.
And Super Mario Odyssey is one of the best Mario games ever made, in my opinion.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
these games
Totally
are,
agree.
I'm totally okay with them being $60. I mean, I'm not. I don't know if I'm gonna pay for it, but like I understand. Like
I remember
it's just
I remember not playing because I didn't have a Wii or Wii U. I didn't like I was all 360 last gen and I had a PS3.
yeah.
But excuse me. I remember I missed out on Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze, and they re-released that on the Switch. And when I played that game, I was like, "This is a phenomenal platformer."
Yeah.
Like
Hmm.
there's so much quality, and there's so much there's so much greatness in this little
This
game.
little game. Yeah, I'm not as opposed to Nintendo leaving their stuff at $60. That's fine. I see that brand of quality, but what I do mind is them re-releasing things for crazy prices.
Yeah,
Like just I was really lucky I got Final Fantasy VII for like $15. Like and then Resident Evil 4 just came out on the Switch. And that shit's $30, dude.
I'd love
That
to.
shit came out
Yeah,
insane.
I'd love to see. I'd love to see like where Resident Evil 4, like how much that's sold on the Switch because
I
that
think it
game
sold pretty well.
it has it that because that game is old as hell now. But it's what
It is. It came out
it's $30.
Yeah, that's
And
just
some
it's
people are like
stupid.
that's
And
too
Final Fantasy
expensive.
10 is 60. Like, I
Yeah,
think it's 60. I may be wrong on
well
that, but I
because
remember
it's
seeing it
well
with like
there's
some stupid price.
you get two games. That's why Final Fantasy 10 and Final Fantasy
Oh,
what's the other
10
one?
2 or
10,
something.
yeah, something like that.
A
Which
lot
I
of
never
people
hear
just
anybody talk about.
exactly. It's it's ignored, and so everyone just wants Final Fantasy 10, and I was so close to getting it because I've actually never. I played that game when I was like 12, and I had no idea what was going on. I died like 10 times the first boss and quit. I was so I never played it, but I really want to play it again because I loved the little bit that I played. I remember it was like really nice,
Yeah.
but not for $60, dude.
Yeah.
Not for $60.
Yep.
Let's
Uh,
see here. I'm gonna check it. I'm gonna double check here real quick to see if that is actually $60. I don't want to just be talking mad shit and not have it backed
Final
up.
Fantasy was it 10?
Yeah.
Could it be 40?
I don't know if it was. It may have been 40. Let me check real quick.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy. Oh yeah.
I want to say that was
X.
40 or 50. I want to say that.
I think it was 50. I don't think it was
Yeah.
60, but I do think it was.
Yeah.
I do think it. Oh, yep. It was 50,
50.
which is
Okay.
not much better. That's not much better than 60.
How old is that game? Like over 10 years old?
That game came out in 2000 and I think 2001. I may be wrong on that. That shit is
Dude, that's
almost
way
20
over.
years old.
Yeah, I know. Nintendo.
$60. Are
Oh,
you
man.
serious?
And then people are always defending it like, dude, well, you can play it in portable, bro. I'm like, all right.
Nah, I don't buy that.
Yeah.
This is, I mean, I just would. Nintendo, they know what, I like to think they know what they're doing, but they definitely, I don't like these old games being fucking ridiculously priced.
Yeah.
It's a bummer, because every time I get pretty excited when I hear that a game is being ported to the Switch, and then I realize, like, oh, that's just more money that gets to leave my wallet for that game I want to play, because I
Exactly.
just know that it's gonna be stupidly
I got a
priced.
question for you. Where do
Mhm.
you stand with this whole Stadia talk and the future of streaming?
I honestly could give less of a fuck about the Stadia. I don't care about that at all. I've almost just like, I mean, if people want it, that's cool. Like, go for it, dude. Like, I
Yeah.
personally, I mean, I love the idea of streaming games. That is a cool idea,
Mhm.
and I think that probably is the future that we're going towards, and that's a great. I love that if they can hold up the the frame rate, the lag, because
Yeah.
what they showed, it looks like you're gonna move your character, the analog stick, and go get a glass of water and come back, and then your character moves. Like, it's just stupid, dude. It's like, okay, why would I do this when I could just play on my
So
Xbox and like,
this is where I stand with this whole streaming
yeah, what do
thing.
you?
As long as it's an option on the side for people,
Hmm.
I'm totally fine with it. Like I remember when that information first dropped, people were at an outrage, and I don't like streaming, and I don't, and I get it. We all live in different
Yeah,
we all live in different places in the world. Some of us may have good internet, some people have Google Fiber, and some people
Mm.
have jack shit. So if this is something that's kind of like an option for gamers, then I'm totally okay with it.
Oh yeah,
I don't think
100%.
we're there yet technology wise, where everything can be streaming. Especially what happened a few days ago. I heard, like, what was it? Google was down, or Google, something Google was down. I don't know if you heard about that.
I don't think I did.
And Jason Schreier he tweeted something like, "Yeah, I can't wait for streaming." And
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
I was like, "Oh, dude, the shade."
it's as you said, like that's my thing. I don't understand why people were so upset.
Yeah,
I was
I don't
upset.
either.
I was just like, I don't care.
It's a typical
Like I
internet,
literally
man.
like that's not my option. If that's not for me. If anybody
Yeah.
else wants to do it though,
I mean,
more power to you.
do people forget that we stream Netflix and all these other things?
Yeah, yeah.
We already stream right now. Now, like I said, like I don't know how viable that is for everyone in the world, because we all live in different places with different connection speeds
Yeah.
and everything. So if that's an option on the side, I still want. I mean, I'm still a physical dude, and buying games digitally has been a slow kind of process for me, because I'll buy a digital game that's online that has, through a sale, but I usually buy my games physical. And even when you buy a physical game, you still have to download a patch. You still have to you're still connected to the internet in some sort of way. So in a way, yeah, you may have a physical copy, but you're still connected to the internet. So
You're still on the internet. There's still going to be a 70 gigabyte install,
right,
possibly if it's a big game.
especially
And
if
it's
the game
almost to the
came out
point where
broken.
Yeah, if it came out fucked up, they're gonna have to fix it, which is, that's the age we live in. You can launch a game and it's not perfect when it's in the box. It's not. I don't think there's ever, like in the recently, that there's been a game that is 100% flawless. There's usually a day
Right.
one patch
Yeah,
that fixes some things,
exactly.
which is beautiful. That's great. I mean,
Yeah, definitely.
that's as long as it works and it's not a Fallout 76 piece of shit.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if people want to do it, the streaming, but that's totally cool. Not really my kind of thing, but and you're putting a lot of eggs in an online basket here. You're gonna start it up, and what happens if all your games are fucked up if it crashes? Like, what if you can't access any of your shit?
Right.
Like that's
I think the consumer and gamers, this is what I believe. I believe that we're not susceptible to change right away. Like you remember when Xbox first came out, and those DRM policies, and you're going to be online only. People were at an outrage.
yeah.
You remember that? Like that.
Oh yeah.
But if you think about it, fast forward to today. We just talked about it. We talked about how most games need a patch. Destiny 2, I'm going to use Destiny 2 as an example. That's an online only game. But you don't hear people crying about that anymore like they did in the beginning, because we've gotten used to the fact that these games are online and this and that. So I think it's a little too early for streaming. The talk, at least, because when you talk about it, a lot of people are like, I don't give a shit about it. But if you really think about it, the industry is headed towards that way.
We're definitely headed towards that way.
Whether you want to believe in it or not, and it may be a hard pill to swallow, but that's kind of where we're going, and it'll be interesting. It'll be really
At GameStop's
interesting.
expense.
Dude, GameStop is
At
gonna get
GameStop's
fucked,
expense.
man.
They're so done. Dude.
GameStop is
They're
sweating
so
right now, dude. There's
I mean, like it's one thing for the streaming. If that takes off, they're really fucked. But
Yeah.
everyone just, like as you said, buys digital games.
yeah, exactly.
And this is another topic in itself. But I'm very much a fan of digital games. I really do adore. I can be a patient person,
Mhm.
but if I've been hyping something up in my mind for months, and it's coming out on, like 9 o'clock, which on West Coast time, 9 o'clock, it's dropping.
Mhm.
And if I could have installed that days before
Right.
and be ready for that, dude,
Yeah.
and just play it immediately, I don't have to leave. I don't have to go
Yeah,
get it. I
yeah.
don't have to come back, and then you got to install it even more. Like you have to go get it. You have to come back, install it again.
Mm.
So that's what I did that with Red Dead Redemption 2. I did not get the physical version because I was head over heels excited for that shit. And I'm like, you know what? I took so long to think about it. I'm like, do I want to go get the physical copy? Do I want to? And I ended up doing the digital. way. And
There's definitely, digital has definitely changed the way we play. I think there's a huge convenience factor involved in digital. And, I talk about how I love physical games, but dude, it's nice. I totally understand where you're coming from. I'm one of those gamers that I'm a full-fledged nerd. Like I actually love going to the midnight releases. I've been going to the same GameStop by my house for many years. I love standing in line. I love nerding out. And
yes,
it used to be midnight here, but they changed it to 9 p.m. So,
yeah, they did the same thing. Yeah, here.
Yeah, exactly. So it does still suck that you got to get the game, you got to drive back home, you got to install the game. Every game you got to install now, and depending on how big it is and how big and how great your internet speed is and all that shit. Like, dude, I don't get to play that game till midnight anyway. So, but
True.
but that's just a personal thing for me. Like I've been doing midnight releases since who knows when, since I was a kid, and there's definitely like a nerdy fun factor that I enjoy of them. But I totally get where people are coming from, just like you've already preloaded the game. That's fucking awesome.
Yep, and but I gotta say, like 9 out of 10 times, dude, I regret it. I regret not having that physical copy because I'm like, what did this bought me another 3 hours worth of playtime? Like I'm about to play this game for 10 fucking hours the next day.
Yeah.
Why, and now I don't have the map. I was really bummed I didn't have the map. Luckily my brothers got the game and they came through and gave it to me. But yeah, I'm a lot of times like, so recently I have been like, okay, when a game I'm coming out with that's coming out that I want, I'm probably gonna get the physical edition because I'm like, dude, I like having it in my hands. I like
definitely.
And minute releases, dude, that is the shit.
I love having kind of a library. I love having a collection to look at, and it just goes back to the old school days of when there wasn't digital, and like I said, nothing against digital, but I love having that collection of games. And there was a time not long ago where I wasn't in the best place in my life, where I had to I had over 300 360 games. I had so much stuff, and I had to sell it all because I wasn't in a good spot in my life. And now thankfully I'm doing a lot better than I did in that time, and I don't want to sell anything. And it's just nice to see your collection grow. It's nice to see everything you buy. You don't have to trade it in or sell it. Like, that's yours. And and it's cool, man. It's definitely cool.
Yeah, man. When that like all these games coming out this fall, I'm going for the physical edition. That Red Dead Redemption 2 really woke me up when I was like, damn, okay, I was able to play this for 3 hours, and instead of having to install it, but now I don't have the physical. I like seeing it. Yeah,
exactly.
Cool.
I love opening that box and just smelling the fucking soul out of that game.
Oh my goodness, dude. Oh yeah, dude. I actually, you know what?
I do that every day.
I do it every single time whenever I open up a new game.
I have to, man. It's a tradition, dude.
It's a tradition. You got to smell that. So I used to actually have a YouTube channel. This is kind of going off topic real quick, but
go ahead, man.
Yeah, I had a YouTube channel back in the really early days of YouTube, and the videos are gone. They're of me when I was 14. Like I was a very, nobody really likes the way they look when they're 14. I didn't like it either. So so I deleted all the videos, but they were up for a while, and I used to just do unboxing videos, and I used to just just open the box, smell it, and I mean, like, kind of a humble brag, but that channel was not small-ish. It was small, but not for the time.
You got to bring it back, man.
Like, that'd be, yeah, I might actually.
You should, dude.
That. My name was Mario Marker, and that was, if anybody has ever seen that, you can probably Google it and find like a picture of it. But I had at the time it was 2008. YouTube wasn't a huge thing, and I had about 4,000 subscribers.
That
sick, shit was
dude.
Nuts to me. I was like, holy fuck, and but I just haven't done it in so long. I do want to get into either streaming or doing YouTube or something like that. That would be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, since now I have a YouTube channel, and obviously this. I'm still trying to get the hang of it and play around with it, and I'm really excited for just having that channel, and I want to stream here and there. But I've thought about, buying every game I buy from now on. I want to do like an unboxing because I think people
That'd be
enjoy
awesome,
that.
dude.
I think people, there's excitement and hype around it, and
There is.
and
It's fun.
yeah.
I'd watch it 100%. Do an unbox, dude. Unbox that baby, dude.
I know,
That
dude.
baby
Yes,
on the-
that
that
Death Stranding baby. So I want to talk
Oh
about
yeah.
one more thing,
Yeah.
and it had to come, dude. It had to come. Cyberpunk
Oh
2077.
yeah, dude. I was
Dude.
actually about to bring it up. I'm like, we can't end this without
Exactly.
talking about this shit, dude.
Oh my god. So
Oh.
Cyberpunk 2077 is, I know it's easily one of our most hyped games. So you want to talk a little bit about it? You want to
By miles. It's been pretty well documented.
inject it in my veins,
bro. Inject it, bro. It's been pretty well documented about my excitement for this shit. Dude.
Yeah.
I think I post about it almost every day. I feel like I'm like almost slightly annoying people, but I'm just so
Nah, you're
excited,
good.
man. It's gonna be. I'm very amped about the C3 specifically because of that.
Yes,
game.
yes.
Like
Like
Xbox is gonna be awesome. That's gonna have a great. But if they come out and showcase this shit on even just a few minutes of gameplay, they drop a release like February or March release date. That would be the best.
if someone was to ask me what I'm most excited for E3 this year, it would be Cyberpunk 2077.
Yeah,
like
5 miles.
I have watched that 45-minute tech demo or whatever you want to call it. I've watched that 3 times, dude. Every time I watch that, I am just blown away. And if they take what they did there and they keep adding and adding, and if we get the level of detail and the side quests and just that level of detail that we got in Witcher 3, because CD Projekt Red is another company that not a lot of people talk about, but man, I praise them to the moon, because that company, they deserve all the praise and respect. And
Very special.
Exactly. And to go from a medieval, RPG game to a first person cyberpunk world, I gotta give them credit, man. I gotta give.
Yeah, that's ballsy, man. That's going outside the box.
It's the same. It's the same with that one company, Guerrilla. They went from the first person to Horizon
They did the opposite.
Exactly. So
yeah.
I respect when these companies kind of they try something new, not too new in the form of Fallout 76, but taking risks, man, and starting fresh and doing something new. But man, Cyberpunk 2077, it just speaks to me, man. It speaks to my first person shooter, love. It speaks to my RPG. I fucking love cyber.
You know what you're
Cyberpunk.
gonna get, man. That it's gonna be quality. Like
sure.
That's what a lot of people love about that company, CD Projekt Red, those guys, and that you just know, like there's so many question marks in the gaming industry now. Like when a game comes out, everyone like joins hands and enters a prayer circle, and it's like, please don't fuck this up with microtransactions. Please don't fuck this up.
And they're not gonna do that.
You know what you're gonna get. Like
they've even stated that. I remember they had a tweet and it had like 20,000 likes, and it was pretty much like they were throwing shade at companies like EA, because it's we're not gonna monetize our games. I mean they had DLC, but it was totally worth it. It was like Blood and Wine gave you pretty much another game. Like it was a completely different game.
40 hours.
Dude, we've talked about it before. Side missions can feel like a real mission. It can go on and on. I want to see that level of depth in Cyberpunk, and I think we will. We will see that.
We will. I really do think so. It's being hyped to the moon. A lot of people are like, it can't possibly live up to it, and I'm like, I don't know. Like if there was anybody that was going to live up to it, I think it'd be these geniuses over here at CD Projekt Red.
So I really hope we get a release date, like you said. I hope.
Yes.
I can see them still not releasing a release date, but a gameplay. But excuse me. I hope we get a release date. Can you imagine if that shit dropped this year, dude? Oh my god. God.
So I don't know like how much
how far they are.
How Jason Schreier, how much we can trust him.
What did he say?
I like to think he knows, because did you hear about this? He came out and said that his internal sources told him that Cyberpunk is supposed to launch this year, like
Mm,
29, like November, probably October. But that was kind of an internal goal for the company, and they
yeah.
don't think they're gonna make it, so they're gonna probably do early 2020, probably like February or March, which I'm totally cool with. If that means that I really think they're trying to steer away from the slack they got from Witcher 3 crunch
Mm,
and
hmm.
that shit, dude. Like that was so I'm not sure how much like to give Jason Schreier that credit
I
if
feel
that
like,
is actually
to
happening.
be honest, I feel like, and I've been kind of following along, on Twitter and social media for a while. Like, I feel like leaks, like almost like, I want to say almost like 80, 90% of the time, almost come out true.
It seems like it, dude. It
Yeah.
seems like more than ever. There seems like these leaks that are happening. It's like, okay, I trust this now. Like
Yeah, exactly.
this is like you
So,
can't believe every fucking leak, but
right.
if a journalist is tweeting about it, like there's some validity there. I'd like to
And
think.
he has some incredible things, Jason. I like
Yeah,
Jason.
for sure. Yeah, he's
Now
cool.
that is those are two things though. It could be that they were aiming for this year, but maybe they had to push it back due to, the game needed more polish or whatever.
A little bit more polish. I think that's what's probably gonna happen. They said that they weren't gonna do what they did with The Witcher 3 and delay the game like
Yeah.
publicly.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think internally they were thinking like probably for the last few months like okay, 2019, don't tell anyone this is our thing. Let's try and get it done by November. Because for in order to release a game in November, you need to be gold by probably September, right? Like September
Yeah.
to get it,
Probably a good
and
month
that's
or
not
two.
long from now.
Um
That's like so I think it's going in March. I
that would
think it's
be that
coming
would
out
be
in
cool.
March.
That would be cool.
It would be yeah.
I just
I'm
I probably couldn't tell you what I would play first if I don't know, if like The Last of Us 2 or Cyberpunk were around the same time. I
oh
don't
man.
want to do what I did. We talked about this last time. I don't want to do what I did with Horizon Zero Dawn and Zelda Breath of the Wild. Like, dude, I was playing both
Hmm.
those games at the same time, and it sucked, and it was amazing, and it sucked at the same time because like
Yeah.
every time I played one game, I was like, I don't want to let this one go, and then I would play the other one, I was like, I don't want to let this one go. So it's like
uh,
so, but
that's why like everyone gets so excited about like oh my God it's gonna be the best 3 months ever where we got all these 9 games coming out that I want. I'm like dude I can't
my
play nine
wallet is gonna
games.
hurt, one, and then two, it's like I gotta find the time to play all this shit. So uh yeah.
Oh sorry my mic dead.
No, you're good.
Yeah dude it's just like you don't want to play all those games at the same time.
Yeah,
It's just
exactly.
doesn't make any sense. Like you want to sit and enjoy something. You don't want to rush
Right.
it to get like to the next thing.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, that's gonna be. So I'm really hoping that like I'd be completely fine with Death Stranding in November. I would really love Doom Eternal to come out this year. That would be. I don't see. I could almost see it coming out what they did with Doom 2016 though, and it coming out in like May-ish of
Hmm.
next year. I could almost see that, but it's they showed us like 20 minutes of gameplay last year.
True.
They showed, like it, and it looked polished. It looked good.
Yeah, yeah.
It's so, and that's why I'm like, there's no way they're not showing up to E3 with Doom Eternal.
I am excited for the future of gaming, man. It's a great
Yeah,
time to be a gamer. There's a lot of stuff to look forward to, and I'm just
yeah, man.
I'm happy, man. I'm happy with where everything's going for the most part. There's a lot of positive things to look forward to.
There definitely is. Even EA is starting to like not be the fucking people
EA.
ever. They're
Yeah.
like,
I,
I mean, they're like, oh, this is a marketing thing at this point. That's like, oh wow, this is a single player game with no
right.
microtransactions.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, I think we're heading towards a better direction than a few years ago for sure. Like the
Mm.
future is bright.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Well, yeah. You want to wrap it up?
Yeah, man.
We talked for almost an hour and 20 minutes. It was a great talk.
Yeah.
This is a
Yeah, dude.
great this is a great episode, man. This is the first of many with my
Yeah,
boy
looking forward to
Mark.
building on it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I appreciate you coming by, dude.
Yeah, no problem, man. Nice to get hyped with you. Hopefully like we should do another one of these after E3.
Exactly.
Do it. Let's and that's probably gonna be like 2 hours of just talking about everything that I saw.
We'll sit. I'll write everything down that I saw that I'm excited for. We'll sit down again. We'll talk about all the things that we saw, what we're excited for. It'll be a great episode.
Yeah, dude, it's gonna be exciting.
But thanks, Mark. Thanks for sitting down with me and chatting.
No problem. My pleasure.
All right, buddy. Take it easy, man. Thank you.
Yeah, you too.